In this tutorial we're looking at kinematics, distance, velocity and acceleration. To go from distance to velocity we differentiate, and same to acceleration, differentiate. To go the other way, anti-differentiate. That's a key thing to remember. Now we're going to have a look at a particular question. These comes from notes off a computer website. And the question has come up every year since 1999 about distance, velocity, time. And it is much easier than most students think, and I agree with that statement. We're usually given an expression for a particular object, and what we do is we either need to differentiate it or anti-differentiate it and work out the acceleration velocity for this object. So for this one, let's work out the velocity. Remember that when we go from distance to velocity, differentiate. Please use a different colour because it's a completely different equation. So velocity is 3t squared multiplied by the power, reduce the power by 1, minus 8t plus 12. And then acceleration, you differentiate that one. And so that's 6t multiplied by the power, reduce the power by 1, minus 8. Remember those, we'll be using them in the following parts of the question. We can also put time in there because sometimes they have the acceleration with respect to time, velocity with respect to time. So there's little t's there, not anything more complicated than just the acceleration or velocity or distance. So we want the distance travelled after 2 seconds, so we replace the t with 2. And the distance equation is given to you. Multiply it out on your calculator, 29 meters. Then we ask for the speed. The speed is the velocity. We've already worked that out in terms of t, so there's the velocity, because we multiply by the power, reduce the power by 1. After 4 seconds, replace the t with 4. Multiply it out on your calculator, and there you have 28 meters per second. 3 simple questions. After how many seconds is the speed of the car? 47. So we want the velocity, that's the speed. We know that it's 47 meters, so we put the 47 there. We're trying to find t, how many seconds. So make it equal 0. I use the calculator under equation mode to solve this. You could factorize it and solve. We don't have a negative time, so after 5 seconds the speed of the car is 47 meters per second. The acceleration of the car after 10 seconds, we have an acceleration equation. Put the 10 instead of t, and we can work out that it's 52 meters per second squared. At what time is the acceleration equal 28 meters per second squared? So we want to find t. We replace the acceleration with 28 and solve for t, and we find that it equals 6 seconds. When is the speed? So what is the speed when acceleration equals 10? Well, first of all we've got to find out the time that acceleration equals 10. So we solve that question. That's when it is, so it's a 2-part question. Now we go to the velocity equation and we put the 10 in there, the 3 in there rather, and work that out for 3 seconds, and we have 15 meters per second. At what time will the acceleration become positive? Well, we want the acceleration to be greater than 0, so you solve for t, and you find that after 4/3 of a second, acceleration will become positive. And that's how easy kinematics is. Check out the other tutorial on kinematics.